Okay, a little bit of a fall here. Hey! Unexploded ordnance out here, as if we needed more challenges. I'm attempting to ride a 35-mile puzzler race loop before the state park closes today. Got about 5 hours. Got about 5 hours before the park closes. Although I'm running the race as a sweeper, not as a racer. So there's a couple of sections where racers will not be at high risk, so I'm gonna skip a couple of loops, maybe bring that 35 down to 30, but still I think it's gonna be cutting it close to when the park closes. Let's see how I don't have my car stranded inside the park boundaries. Gotta get all the way to the top of Mundy's Gap, over along the northeast trails, and then cross over the Ohara Switchbacks. Making my way up towards Mundy's Gap, trying to keep the bike in eco mode as much of the time as possible. It's a very challenging climb. You climb quickly in a very short period of time. Lots of tight switchbacks, loose, rocky. Even though it's like 40 degrees, I had to start taking layers off on the way up here. These are some of the neat sections on the way up to Mundy's Gap, with these fields of shale, or I'm not a geologist, I'm not sure what this rock is, but it's not shale, sounds right. It's a bunch of baby heads. Every rock you hit feels like it moves your bike sideways, but it's not really dangerous. It's just kind of fun, interesting, and different. Let's keep going. Beautiful views of the city and the state park the higher you climb. It's a pretty sheer drop on the left here, so keep your eyes on the line you wanna go on. Not too much sightseeing. So kicking it into trail mode for some of these sections that I know are not rideable in eco mode for me. I tried last time. There's some super steep technical climbing here as you near the top of Mundy's. Go far left, it looks like here. With some momentum. Oh, yep, there we go. Mode. This button on the turbo Levo helps you with a little bit of assistance on any sections that you have to walk. This part got too steep there for a bit and lost traction, but I'll try to get back on right here and continue the pedaling to the top, and the views keep getting more and more spectacular. On your left. Thank you. Very close to the top now. Very close. Here we are, top of Mundy's Gap, crossing from the west side of El Paso to the northeast. It's gonna be a nice, long, fast downhill. Get my Gaia GPS back on here. Alright, let's record a little bit of the fast downhill here. Gonna be descending for several miles. A good chance to take a cardiovascular break, but your muscles are still gonna be working hard controlling the bike. Ow! Jesus! Kicked up a big rock and clipped my toe and my shin. Luckily I'm wearing knee pads and shin guards. That full face helmet, full fingered gloves with a little bit of armor. I'll recommend it for enduro mountain bike riding for sure. All right, I'll record more when things look a little bit different. You doing okay? You don't have a flat or anything? Huh? You don't have a flat? No. You're okay? All right. So continuing the descent from Mundy's. I guess this bit is just a little bit too technical for him. Seems like he's doing fine. You're waiting for him? Looks like he's doing okay. It's just
it's a little steep for him.
Yeah. Coming up behind you. Don't worry, I'm going slow. So after Mundy's Gap, Old Tin Mine Road is the next trail you hit. It's really just an old 2-track with a lot of chunky rock here. It's supposed to go straight here. It's supposed to go straight, but let me just show you the infamous tin mine. Just a little tiny entrance to some shaft. I haven't gone in, I don't know what's in there, but that's the tin mine. Let's get back on the race course. And Mule Shoe Loop, the next bit coming up, is super interesting. Black Diamond, one of the most, probably the most technical section on this side of the mountain, and lots of fun slick rock. Here we are at Mule Shoe Loop. This is probably my favorite bit of trail in the northeast of El Paso. It's also considered a Black Diamond section. Very technical, very rocky, but lots of fun. This is super steep and mostly slick rock, but there's some looseness to it as well. Many sections, you gotta be very precise with your line or you're not gonna make it up and over. And sometimes I lose sight of where the trail goes. Okay, it's this way, I believe. Yeah. Okay. Woo! So yeah, this is a very short but fun loop with lots of elements just like that. Record a bit more at the end of this little loop. Okay, a little bit of a fall here. Nothing too bad. I just had nowhere to put my right foot as my rear tire slipped around that switchback. Definitely challenging. Getting closer to the end of Mule Shoe Loop. And things continue to be fun and technical. Rocky, tight, steep. Lots of fun, but definitely wear some armor. Wear some armor when you ride any. Where's the trail? Where's the trail? This way. Any of these Black Diamond sections, they're not forgiving. If you make a mistake. Some parts it's hard to tell where the trail's going. We don't use the white marks like you see in Utah around here. Could be useful in some sections, but I like the way they keep things natural though. Section I'm gonna hit on the 2024 35-mile puzzler loop is Cardiac Hill. This has some fun technical climbs if I remember correctly. it's called cardiac for a reason. I don't know if it's because it scares you or because of the cardio required to traverse some of these sections. Yeah, it's been probably 15 years since I rode this section. Oh, come on, come on. Yeah, oh shoot, come on, yeah, got it, nailed it. And I'm still in eco mode. I meant to go to trail mode on those after Cardiac Hill. And this looks like Polecat Alley. The sign is gone though, but I remember this little climb. I do believe this is Polecat Alley. Should be pretty easy on the turbo Levo, but still gotta pick a clean line here. It's pretty steep. Yeah, there we go. Oh yeah, I forgot about this nice little slick rock step up. Nice. Very cool. Just came out of Polecat Alley. It was Polecat Alley. And now it looks like we gotta go down Blue Moon Road Trail. There's some fun sections here, even if it's a road rather than pure single track. Yeah, you drop down into this arroyo here. Some fun little switchbacks on the way up. Oh, too high a gear for eco mode. Drop it down a couple of gears. Okay, let's go. And there's quite a bit of climbing in the next bit here, but not a problem with a little bit of eco mode assistance. An analog bike. This next little climb coming up is one of the climbs out here on the trails that you do not look forward to. You get to this part when you're already tired and have been riding for miles, but e-bikes make short work of it. Gotta make sure I'm still going the right way. Yeah, I'm gonna make a right up here in a bit. I believe we're gonna hit some fun switchbacks coming up here and then connect to Mad Cow Trail, I believe. Yeah, I haven't been riding consistently out here in the Northeast for years, so I know my way around, but I forget the precise name of all the trails. But I think this might already be considered Mad Cow. Continuing the rocky, chunky style of Paso trails, mountain trails. Yeah, here we hit a few switchbacks here that are not too bad. So they got a nice radius. You can take them with some speed. Oh, teeth rattling. Gotta wear a mouthpiece for some of these chunky trails. And just one more little switchback here. Let's take the high line, even if it's chunky. Yeah, it lets you cut to the inside with some speed. All right, came down the last switchback there, down from Blue Moon. I believe this is Rock Shocks, and then maybe this is Sotol Forest. So that's what I'm going to follow. And then after that, this might be Newman Trail up and over to the west side again. Yeah, so I'm going to skip this non-technical triangle here. As a sweeper, you'd be looking for people that need assistance rather than in the easy parts near the starting line. So I do still believe this is rock shocks. This is a section of trail that typically you ride downhill. You're just flying down at a high rate of speed because it's wide, but there's enough rocks in it to make it interesting. Looks like the same riders I ran into coming down from Mundy's. I'm going straight. Thank you. Nope, different set of riders. They're chunky, interesting little arroyo crossing here on rock shocks. If I keep saying the wrong name of this trail, I'll correct it in the subtitle, but I'm pretty sure it is rock shocks. I rode this in the other direction. Oh, am I in the right gear for this? Oh, this is definitely, whoa, shit. Pedal strike. I had that. Gotta be careful that I don't wear myself out. I'm not even halfway through the loop I'm riding today. Woo! Yeah, this is definitely a lot more fun coming downhill. Yeah, this is Sotol Forest further down, right? All right, thank you. Yeah, I went too far up on rock shocks. Needed to make a right there where the sign said scenic. So yeah, this does look like Sotol Forest Trail. And these plants you see here are what they call sotoles, I believe. And there's just a bunch of them everywhere, so they call it a Sotol Forest. I like this trail because, you know, seems like every few yards there's some tricky rocks, some little tricky elements that you have to navigate wisely to get through without putting a foot down. It's slow but technical, different and interesting, I would say. And I don't think I've ever ridden it in this direction though. Usually I ride it in the other direction. So all the obstacles and tricky bits that I know how to navigate are gonna look entirely different running them backwards. Okay, this is easier in this direction for sure because there's step downs instead of step ups. And I think we're right at the exit of this used to be the line. Now they went around to the left, but I thought downhill it would be easy, but it's pretty messy here. All right, here we go. In interest of time, I'm not gonna go back down to the starting line, which is here. I'm gonna cut across here, hit Newman Trail, which I believe that's it there, and head up and over the mountain back into the west side of El Paso. Let's take another little shortcut here. What I've ridden today should give me a good idea of how the range is going to hold up on the e-bike serving as a sweeper. Oh, yeah. And here we are coming out of Sotol Forest, hitting Newman, and Newman should take us up to the Ohara Switchbacks, up and over the mountain. And then there's lots of nice technical single track on the other side. Probably good 11 miles back to the car once I get over the mountain, which is still quite a ways away. It's a nice open grassy field here on the foothills. Continuing up Newman. This looks and feels a little bit different than lots of the other sections. The climb up and over the mountain from this side is generally easier. It's not as steep. And Newman is easier than Mundy's for sure. A lot less elevation, maybe like a third of the elevation to get over the pass on the northern part of the mountain range here. Now this is more like what I remember of Newman. A lot of dense desert vegetation and foliage on the sides. I think in the summer it's a lot greener and leafy, and it feels like you're rubbing up against the plants constantly, but right now in the winter it's drier, a little bit easier to see and navigate without a lot of leaves, but still very dense, narrow, and unique feeling. Oh shoot. Oh. Could have used something more than eco mode there. Yep, continuing the climb up to the Ohara Switchbacks. As you keep climbing, Newman makes a right turn to this more exposed section to the right. Well, the exposure to the right. Focus. Ooh, beautiful. Very pretty up here. Oh. Hey! Could have sworn I heard a little bit of a growl. I sure hope not. But this is the kind of remote sections and trail where you could run into a mountain lion. Not the best idea to have come out here alone, I suppose. Could have sworn I heard something. Hopefully it was just my rocks on the tires, or my full face helmet rubbing against my head playing tricks on me. It looks like we're getting close to the top though. Yeah, I think this is it. Is it? Oh, I don't know. Actually, it looks like down there is where the Ohara Switchbacks are, I think. So you actually have to ride quite a bit longer on this side of the mountain before getting to the switchbacks, but I think this is the highest point of the pass. It should be downhill to the Ohara Switchbacks, it looks like. So that'll be a fun little rest and relief. Hopefully I don't have a mountain lion stalking me, following me up and over the mountain. Very little you can do to defend yourself from a grown male mountain lion, or a grown female for that matter. All you can do is fight like hell. Strong, heavy animal with about 24 knives as weapons. Super fast and agile. I don't know why they respect humans at all. Yeah, this is definitely a nice respite. For some reason I thought that as soon as you crossed over on Newman you were going to be right at the Ohara Switchbacks, but no, you gotta ride some downhill bit to get to the switchbacks. What is this? signage say? Oh, there's unexploded ordnance out here. As if we needed more challenges. Oh, Newman. Yeah, so they still call this Newman all the way out here, all the way to the other side. I'm gonna stop at the Ohara Switchbacks for a bit of lunch and make sure I drink some of my diluted Gatorade and stay hydrated. Okay, so this is called the Hitt Canyon Loop Trail. Never ridden this. Like I said, I'm still trying to make my way over to the Ohara Switchbacks, but it looks like there's some other trails between here and there. Let's see what this Hitt Canyon Loop looks like. I've heard of it. I've heard it mentioned. So far, pretty smooth. Good flow. Oh shit! Ah. Saved it! But my seat kind of nailed me in the taint. Alright, slow down a bit. If this is a trail you've never ridden and deep into this ride, fatigue sets in, time for some food, harder to concentrate. I'm out here by myself. This is kind of a marathon race. If you do the 35 or 50 mile loop, it's not about going at full race pace the whole thing. It's also about pacing yourself and surviving. Okay, where's the trail? This way. This is different. Straight across this arroyo. Okay. Okay, so apparently this is called the Northern Pass. I still don't know where the Ohara Switchbacks are. It must be way over there. I still have a ways to go. Yeah, so this is definitely not as straightforward as I thought getting back across to the other side. But I'm seeing lots of fun new sections. I'm glad I took some of those shortcuts on the other side though, because I wouldn't have made it to the car before dark. Still got about 3 hours, so I think I'm good. This Northern Pass trail has some pretty rocky, tricky sections too. They're fairly short though, but I almost fell off to the low side here, trying to navigate some of these unknown sections. Okay, this is really chunky, narrow gap there. Oh shit. Oh yeah, not gonna make it over that. Oh wow, there's still some challenges left. Not trivial. I'm way too tired to try riding through these super chunky uphills. I'm taking advantage of the walk mode feature here on the Turbo Levo to get me up and over this chunky stuff. All right, I think I'm at a spot where I can get back on. Whew. I'm hoping this is the last bit of the technical elements on Northern Pass. That was or is quite challenging. Still some step ups here. Yeah, these trails are not for the faint of heart. Oh. All right, looks like it gets smoother here. Continuing on Northern Pass. I thought I had finished the most technical bits, but no, there's a bunch of arroyo crossings that are tight, rocky switchbacks that are very tricky, especially when you're tired. So be aware, if you come ride Northern Pass, be ready for some serious black diamond level stuff. Really test your balance, your ability to select a line, your ability to weight and unweight front and back suspension. Whoa, this gets really narrow. Almost looks like a few people traverse it. Okay, this is a little bit better here. But yeah, this seems never ending. I can't get to West El Paso. This is interesting. Lots of little elevation changes there. Talk about a little challenging switchback here. Let's see how much of it is rideable. Nice vegetation here. Yo, that's very tight. Very tight. All right, let's keep going here. Okay. I was wondering how we were going to get across that deep canyon arroyo. There's my answer. Switchback right at the foothill. I'm glad I didn't know what I was getting into, because I would have just stayed in bed. Waited till I was peer pressured by somebody else to come out here. Woo! I made it to the top of the Ohara Switchbacks finally. We find a nice rock to sit on, have some lunch. I think I got plenty of time. Still some challenges on the other side, but challenges that I know well and I'm not afraid of. Actually, I'm going to check to see where I'm at with the battery percentage. I think I'm doing good. I'm going to be able to ride in trail mode all the way back, which will make things faster. Looks like I'm at 52% of battery state of charge. I've done the 2 big climbs, so I can easily make it back about 11-12 miles on trail mode. So the bike performed very well. I've done 17.5 miles. I thought it was a little bit more than that, but those sections I cut out definitely saved me some time. All right, time to rest and eat a bit. Sam's Mountain Trek Mix, the lunch of champions. Right, done with lunch. Tires are holding air. I'm gonna start my descent down the Ohara Switchbacks, which are extremely tricky, tight, rocky, but at least it's a known quantity that I've ridden before. Definitely a fully seated dropper post situation here. Some of these you just got to get the bike around and point it in the right direction. Not worry about riding it through, especially when you've already ridden 18 miles of extremely technical trails. Yeah, somebody's been riding these, practicing for the race. I see some freshly loosened rocks. Sucked to get a flat tire out here, but this is extremely jagged rocks. Alright, I think there's a... yeah, there we go. And this doesn't look like a trail here. Which way is it? Let's go this way, I guess. Jesus Christ. There's no sense in trying to be a hero and stay on top of the bike there. This is not really rideable. All right, I think the rest of it is pretty rideable. That looks nothing like a switchback. Pick a line, dodge the pedal. There we go. Once I get down these switchbacks, I will have traversed the vast majority of the most technical bits of trail on this crazy marathon loop. Yeah, usually cross-country loops this long are not as technical. The famous David Tinker Juarez often comes to do this race. I wonder if he's making it out this year and if I'll get to see him. I think one year that I participated in the 15-mile version of this race, which is pretty easy because it stays on one side of the mountain. I got a signed poster from him. But yeah, David Tinker Juarez is a very interesting case study. You know, he's in his probably late 50s at this point, and he's still competing and kicking ass in these long technical races. And I think I read somewhere that they found that his body produces little to no lactic acid, so his muscles don't get fatigued like a normal person. I'm sure he's not the only one with that quote-unquote condition, but that's why he's able to still compete and beat some young guys on at a professional level, I think, on these crazy long technical rides. I look at his Strava, and he's a madman. I mean, it seems like multiple times a week he's riding these long 30, 40, 50 mile mountain bike rides. It's like, no way. How can that be possible? He's like a superhuman. Anyway, big fan of his because of his accomplishments and his superhuman abilities. All right, I think I'm through the worst of the switchbacks. Headed towards the upper Sunset Trail after coming down Ohara Switchbacks, but I'm hearing some noises that make me think my rear caliper is loose. No. Yeah, that bolt's a little bit loose. Yeah, it's kind of sounded like my disc. Sounded like the caliper was shifting a little bit sometimes and making the disc rub. But I think, yeah, that rear bolt might have been a little bit loose. So we ride up this wash for a bit before hitting single track again. Continuing the ride up this wash. This is actually a nicely designed bit of trail because a lot of washes are really loose and kind of annoying to ride through, but this rock is a little bit bigger and more compacted, and it feels very easy to ride through. It's nice. This is the way out of the wash. There we go. Continuing south on Upper Sunset Loop. Normally I hate fire roads and these two-track bits, but I'm really enjoying the break from all the earlier tech. I can look around a bit, enjoy the views, look at the mountains, enjoy the perfect temperatures, sunny weather, no wind. And feel lucky I survived everything up to this point. I'm glad I'm able to stick it in trail mode on the way back here. Helps me get up and over those little technical bits without so much drama. Lots of sections of fast flowing single track on the northern part here of the trails, but as we near the state park parking areas and visitor center, things get a lot more interesting. Rocky, technical, slick rock. We'll see those bits coming up next. I kept calling that trail Upper Sunset, but no, it's Upper Foothills. Still on Upper Foothills Trail, making our way to shortcut number 1. Here's a nice solid slick rock section. All right. Looks like some military helicopters. We've got a lot of military activity here in El Paso. Fort Bliss is the major training site for any Middle Eastern operations because of our desert environment here. We also have Holloman Air Force Base, White Sands Missile Range. A lot of the work around developing the nuclear weapon occurred nearby. It's an interesting thing about the area. For better or for worse, it's part of our legacy. Rocky loose step downs here. Yeah, so we're still on Upper Foothills. I think we're gonna take shortcut number 1 at the bottom of this to the right, and then I'm gonna start riding a familiar section but backwards that has a lot of technical rocky bits. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, every mile I roll, I'm getting more and more tired. I feel my neck getting stiff. My quads are burning and getting numb every time I stand up, like through this stuff here. Not to mention how sore my butt's gonna be. I also switched out to a different seat because I was feeling hip pain after riding, and I don't know, I'm kind of blaming it on the seat. It felt comfortable, but I think it was pushing my hips outward because of the curvature of the top of the seat. This ergon seat I'm riding now is flatter on top and has a bit of a cutout for your taint, and it feels a little bit harder. Feels like my sit bones might be sore tomorrow, but I do feel less pressure on my hip, so I think it was a good idea to do that before this long ride. And I was using that seat on my analog bike, so I was familiar with it and knew that I liked it on that bike. So yeah, I think it was a wise choice, because I was even thinking of staying off the mountain bike for a week or two to see if my hip pain disappeared. But hopefully this seat change will be all I need. Yeah, so I think here, yeah, this is shortcut number 1, Upper Foothills. I'm heading down that way, which it is going to be backwards to how I normally ride things. It'll be interesting. Yeah, so riding this bit of trail backwards is definitely different. So far so good, but I haven't gotten to the hard bits. This next part is what I consider the most dangerous trail, because you have a sheer drop, in this case to the right, but usually you're riding this downhill at a very high speed, like, I don't know, 17 to 20 miles an hour, maybe a little bit over. But riding it uphill like I am this time should feel safer with less exposure. Well, same exposure, but riding at a much slower controlled speed. Actually, in this direction, you can see the hazard up ahead, that little bit of single track there, a couple of meters to the side of it, and there's a vertical cliff several meters. You land wrong, that could be fatal, I would think. So yeah, it's a lot less stressful to ride it uphill because you're going so much slower. And if you do fall, I think you'd have a chance to catch yourself. It's a beautiful view though. And luckily there's not a lot of chunky rocks or obstacles in this section. It's pretty smooth. But yeah, if you look to the right, it's almost dizzying. Yeah, like right here, I mean, it just goes to a vertical, all this section here, it's just a vertical drop, 1 to 3 meters away from the trail. Further up, there's another section that's just like that. But anyhow, yeah, it's interesting to ride trails backwards. They feel like entirely different trails. Breathes new life into them. Continuing down through the appropriately named Lower Sunset Trail. I'm gonna get close to seeing the sunset if I don't hurry. This trail combines sections of, whoa, nice drop off there. Sections of smooth single track with rocky, loose, chunky stuff. You always have to be on your toes because you don't know what's around the next corner. And it is a kind of trail. Another drop. Whoa. Oh, it's more fun in this direction because normally all these steps are not nice little jumps. They're step overs. You gotta pop a little wheelie over them. I didn't realize how fun those would be in this direction, but makes sense now that I remember what it's like to ride them uphill. Again, feels like a very different trail in this direction. I can see that I'll be riding it in this direction for fun even after the race. If I stand up, my quads hurt and my neck hurts. If I sit down, my ass hurts and my quads burn. Doesn't seem like I have a good option to rest the body anymore. So close to the finish. I can taste it. I might have to stop and take a little final break though, I don't know. Which way? This way? I think it's this way. Oh no, I think I cheated. I think I took a little shortcut. But hey, downhill, I think it was valid. Make sure I'm still on the trail. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna, oh, my hands are so stiff. Take a little break here, stretch before the finish. Uh-oh, I just realized I just took the last the last chug of my diluted Gatorade, which leads me to believe that I should have brought a tiny bit more. There is nothing easy about this 35-mile loop on any bike or any vehicle. Okay, well, no more sipping Gatorade, even if I want to. It's all gone. I didn't remember there was so much slick rock in this section. I guess because normally it's downhill, so it was faster in the other direction. Okay, this bit is downhill in this direction. Yeah, who needs to go all the way to Moab or Sedona? We got a lot of slick rock trails here in El Paso. You just have to work your butt off to get out to them sometimes. But they're here. Lots of them. Fun. Yeah, that little break was very necessary. My arms and hands and butt and neck and everything feels much better. But now I know what awaits me as a sweeper on race day. This next bit of slick rock should be lots of fun. Downhill. Oh yeah, it's challenging uphill. Whew. It's kind of in the shade, which can trick you into hitting a rock the wrong way. Oh yeah, that's super cool uphill, and it was super cool downhill too. Yeah. I'm really liking this trail, riding it backwards. We're still on what's technically known as the Lower Sunset Trail, I believe. It's kind of more of a loop, but for these long races, you mix and match all kinds of different sections of trail. Oh yeah. This is a lot of fun. It's just the right level of tech to make things fun without killing me here at the end. Yeah, so I'm hoping this practice run that I did will help any racers who are not familiar with the loop maybe see little bits and pieces of it, get a taste of it, kind of understand what they're in for. This is a steep climb, I believe. Yeah, because it was steep downhill. Oh yeah. Luckily there's some nice solid rock to maintain traction on. Yeah. The sun is setting. So I came upon this fun looking downhill section here, which is entirely unfamiliar to me. And it looks like I missed a bit of a turn to go up that way. So let's go back. I didn't realize there was bits of trail here off to the sides that I could lose my way on. Huh. So where the heck do I turn uphill here? I didn't see anything. But yeah, there were several techie bits that I was like, I don't remember having to climb this, like this coming up section here. I don't remember ever having to climb this shit. I didn't. Okay, right here somewhere. Oh, there it is. There it is. It's just that it didn't look like a trail because it's kind of technical here. All right. All right, back on track. Yeah, so this is a long slick rock section that's fun downhill. Let's see what it feels like uphill. It's kind of off camber. Am I gonna pedal strike? No, it's very rideable. Okay, nice traction on that, even though the tires are way off camber. Okay, so that was fun. Now here, is it up here? I think it's up here. Yeah, here we go. Okay, so that wasn't the end of the world, but there's more parts left here that are also quite technical. Okay, let's see this next part. Oh shit, my pedal slipped. Okay, whoop, up and over to the right. Yeah. Oh, burning, thighs are burning. But I thought I wasn't gonna, when I got to that, I thought I wasn't gonna have the juice to make it up, but I made it. I think we're getting close to conquering all the last bit of tech. I think I'm well over 20 miles in. I should finish with close to 30 miles, I think. I don't think I've ever done such a long technical ride like this. But that's what a little bit of electric assist lets you do. Oh, to the left, to the left, to the left, to the right, to the right. Oh, yep, okay. Very doable, very doable. Okay, all right. Almost done, almost done. Almost done. Close, getting close to the end of Sunset Loop. Just a bit of little tricky, and nearly impossible switchbacks here. And then we'll pretty much be on a short bit of fire road, then end at the beginner's loop, and we'll be at the parking area. Pretty much home free now. Oh shit. As I say that, a little easy section can kick your ass when you least expect it. Alright. Still some sun left. So as I ride this fire road up towards the beginner's loop, I'm deciding to splurge and kick it into turbo mode. Got enough juice left. Give my legs a little bit of a break. And fly towards the finish. I didn't realize it, but it actually looks like the race course skips the beginner's loop. I've never been so happy to just finish out a ride on a easy fire road. Yeah, the parking area is right there. I'm following my Gaia GPS race course map, and there is no diversion onto the beginner's loop. Lovely, amazing civilization. And had no flats, no mechanical issues. Yeah, that's the beginner's loop right there, where I thought I was gonna come out. Ah, yes.